Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I have a new model from Winterblade, which is nothing short of awesome. So if you haven't seen Winterblade knives, they do a lot of stuff with magnets and stuff. This one's a little bit different. It's super, super cool. This is one of those knives that's hard to really get across its awesomeness through a video. You kind of just have to get one in hand. But anyway, this one is called the Severn, and it is awesome. All right, so you get the same overall feel with a lot of these Winterblades as far as the overall design. This one has a unique locking mechanism, all right, which we're obviously going to talk about in this video. And it comes with a bunch of different options. I actually have paperwork here, so it's easy to just rip through this list to show you this. All right, so here's its features. All right, the lock is called the Stealth Lock. There's still a patent pending on this. The dual lock actuation, so there's a bar lock and a spine lock in one. We'll, again, go over all the details here in a minute. Hidden spring-loaded stealth lock release tab, all right, which is on the spine of the knife, which is barely noticeable there, but that you can use to essentially manipulate this axis type lock, right? So that's on the back, super cool. Strong rock solid lockup, which all their knives are. Steel lock plates, 4 primary blade deployment methods. There's probably more than that if you try different things, and obviously you'd be creative with that. Quick change magnetic thumb stud with no tools, fully ambidextrous features, reversible milled pocket clip, ergonomic skeletonized handle and scales, anti-blade bounce geometry, extra large finger choil, which does actually work with my extra large finger, large chamfered blade window, easy access blade window ramps, titanium, aluminum, and G10 scale options, M390 and Magnacut blade steel options. All right, I know a lot of people are really into Magnacut lately. Unique laser pattern blade and pocket clip option, single T8 screw size throughout. I actually really appreciate hardware that's the same all throughout, so that's a bonus. If you do want to disassemble things and look at them. Easy disassembly, all right, which also helps there. All right, you can see here is the specs. You could pause the screen there if you want. And here are all the different configurations. All right, so pretty cool. Obviously, we're way past November 22nd, which the pre-orders started. All right, so winterbladecode.com if you're interested in these. Just super, super cool. All right, so essentially, the locking mechanism here, we have a bar that goes across, which you can manipulate just like an axis lock, where you could push just on one side to close it if you want. You could push on just this side to close it. You can pull on both sides if that's easier for you. I kind of grip the pocket clip on the back with the pinky and the ring finger, for like stability there. But in this case, we have this little lock on the spine as well. All right, and this, you can see the little bit of jimping here. It barely protrudes out, and this is what's manipulating that lock on the side. All right, so it's like a free floating piece. It's hard to describe this, but as you're pulling down, you can feel it engage the other lock, and then it changes angles to slide down. All right, so if you wanted to, if you have the preference of closing like that, you certainly can. Your hand's completely out of the way of the blade, the free fall there. Super cool. If you time it right, obviously you can get it to float all the way down. There's a little wrist there. But I mean, it's super smooth. You'd have to just practice with this guy. There's a large cutout here, unique kind of shape there. So if you have big old, gloves or huge mitts, you can easily manipulate that slowly if you want to open the knife slowly. Also the magnetic thumb stud, which is swappable to the other side, which is super cool. I use that to flick this when I've been using this, because I've had this for a couple weeks now. That's generally when I'm opening it, I'll do one of two things. I just naturally pick it up, or I take it out of the pocket. I'll use the thumb stud to flick it open, or again, I'll use that little spine mounted piece to just manipulate the lock so it can swing open. All right, super cool though, right? There's a million ways you can obviously open and close this guy. Very, very smooth, super, super sharp. I mean, the grind on this is ridiculous. I almost cursed. That's how exciting it is. So, by the way, in my real life, I do occasionally curse. I try not to do it on these videos. I've done it in the past. YouTube, how things are, right? But I wish I could just do whatever I want without any repercussions. But that's just not how life works. This is still a free platform to use, so you have to use, follow their ridiculous rules and stuff. It's not like, I'm paying to be on here or anything. So it is what it is. But anyway, it is very ergonomic. Feels very nice in the hand. Something I actually really like about this, I talk about the finger choil here. I can actually choke up on this guy. Now, That being said, I do have to be careful of where, because up to my first knuckle is clear completely. My second knuckle goes right to the edge. I mean, it's right there. So if I try to hold too far down and I get on that edge, I will cut myself. But naturally, how my hand is gripping this knife, I'm not really putting all my, meat down, inside that choil. But just in, lightly using it like that, you can choke up, which is very nice. All right, for more controlled cutting. Something else that I really like too is I could, freely drop this blade because of this choil. So even though it's kind of scary, because the blade going from here to here will absolutely cut you because it is like a laser. All right, this thing is ridiculously sharp. However, using the spine-mounted little lock piece there, and if I put my finger on the very edge here or slightly higher, I can just manipulate that so it free falls. All right, so let's say I want to close this one-handed instead of doing all these other things. It's kind of fun to just do that, where I just let it free fall. All right, and then I will change grips and bring it in. So you can manually open like that, do all your cutting, let it fall a little bit, and then bring it in. Just another way to play with this. This is super, super fidget friendly. All right, since having this and carrying it, I just find myself literally playing with it all the time because there's so many different ways to manipulate it. Pocket clip is awesome because this is riding on a very smooth scale on the back. All right, this custom clip works very nicely. All right, still holds tight in the pants, but it does, release very easily, very smooth. Super, super nice. Again, this is a simple configuration here with the black and the satin blade. I just think I dig it. It's just really, really nice. This is the second knife I've had from Winterblades, and it is just super, super fidget friendly. Like I said, I mean, flicking this open and shutting. I'll sit, if I'm editing a video or something, this is usually by me, even if I'm not EDCing it. It's just super fun to manipulate, open and close. It's everything you would think it would be. This is a company where they have a strong following. His stuff, it gets sold out immediately, gets completely blown out. Even pre-order stuff reaches those limits fairly quickly. So, it's like these higher end knives definitely have a, almost like a cult following. There's dudes that just a group of people who are obsessed with them because they've used them before and they love them so much that they get in, get out, that's it, it's done, and they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Like the general public doesn't get a chance to really experience these types of knives because it's kind of a niche knife. It's a company or a branding that like not everyone knows unless you're into higher end knives. You're not really going to find these like across dealers and stuff available all year round. It's just you have to be kind of in the know. You know what I'm saying? That goes for a lot of different knives these days where certain higher end knives, they have such a following and such a demand for them and such a low supply that like you have to know when there's going to be a drop. You have to be lucky enough to get in on the drop, So it's just one of those things. So if you guys are interested in this particular knife, again, you can check out the website. As far as pricing, these are going for around $349, just depends on the version. There are actually ones that are going to be cheaper. There's a bunch of different colorations. This happens to be the M390 version. Offhand, I'm not sure what the Magnacut version is going for, but these things are super, super sweet. All right, you can do a little spider flick on these as well because there's a nice big opening here. All right, so that's always fun. But yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting design. I love innovation. I like this new, lock. It's just kind of cool. I love an Axis style lock to begin with, but then adding, a second manipulation or a piece that I'm able to manipulate that, rock on, it's awesome. Almost reminds me, not this specifically, but having this piece on the back, this separate piece that comes down, it reminds me of an old CRKT model. And offhand, don't remember, you guys will probably post it in the comments there, but it was basically like a flipper that was inside the frame, so when you start pulling it down, it would catch, part of the blade, and then it would be able to flip out. And it was manual. It was super cool, though. I just remember loving it. I believe it was CRKT. Offhand, don't remember. So many knives, and this was so many years ago, but I know I have it in my collection somewhere. Anyway, the Severn. If you haven't seen Winterblade in general, definitely worth checking out the website. All their stuff is awesome, but this is just the latest and greatest. So there you go. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you've had a Winterblade knife before. Like I said, kind of a tight niche little group of people who are following this particular company. There's a lot of things like that out there. There's knives like someone like, I get trade offers literally every day. I'm constantly trading. That's how I get everything you guys see on camera. I can't just go out and buy it all. I have to trade constantly. So I get trade offers for things all the time, and like someone will throw a knife brand at me, like, what? I never even heard of that brand. There's so many, especially higher end, like I want to say pre-customs or semi-customs, you know, where someone's like having another company make it for them and they throw a different branding on it, but it's their designs. There's a lot of that going on, which is cool because I love the variety, but it's hard to keep up. There's just so much stuff out there. So I'm constantly learning about new knife brands. All right, guys, I'm back for a second. I literally was packing everything up. I realized I did not show you how this thumb stud works. All right, for all who are curious how this magnetic thumb stud works, it's really simple. It uses a magnet. All right, so just get something that's going to be able to push through the other side. So I just have a pen here. All right, see how that center piece pops out? Okay, we just have a pin and we have the magnet. You can swap that magnet over to the other side. Really straightforward stuff. If you don't have to film a video on it. And then pop the pin through it. Couldn't be easier. Now we have left side carry, all right, for the lefties. So super, super cool. All right, just wanted to show that here. All right, it's really, really easy. I am a fumbling idiot when it comes to lefty stuff. This is actually the only second time. I swapped it when I first got it just to see, and I put it right back because I'm a righty and I prefer that. All right, so when I put it back, that's it. Just push through. All right, take the little pin out. Swap the magnet to the other side. Put it over the hole, put the pin back in. You are good to go. It is a super strong magnet. So like, you know, if I didn't have this in hand, like you're watching this video, you don't have one, you think like, oh, maybe that's going to be loose. Is that going to fall out? No, it is extremely strong. It's extremely, magnetic. I don't know what to say. I'm assuming it's a little earth magnet, but it doesn't wiggle. It doesn't make any noise. It doesn't move at all. It just works fantastic. So nice to be able to swap that. You know, like I said, if you happen to be lefty, no tools, nothing. Well, I mean, you know, you need something to poke the end. Just happen to have a pen on the table here. But anyway, that's all. Just wanted to show that before I go. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.